Can traditions and respect bridge the gap between generations? The answer lies here, in every gesture, every glance, and every silent yet meaningful moment. Today, you'll witness deep respect between generations, a salute left unanswered, a heartfelt reunion of past and present, unwavering military brotherhood, and even a small yet touching act of kindness. Get ready for stories that will stay with you. Let's begin. Two generations, two perspectives on service, but one shared sense of honour. A veteran in a grey garrison cap walks steadily past the grand building of the Royal Guard. As he approaches the first guardsman on horseback, he sharply salutes. As a sign of respect from Royal Guard to veteran, we see the sabre is gracefully raised in recognition. Encouraged by the moment, he continues towards the second guardsman and salutes once again. But this time, the guard remains motionless, unintentionally missing the gesture. A fleeting moment that could have been a bridge between past and present. Yet sometimes, the barriers of formality break down when the past and present meet face to face. Do Royal Guards stand in complete silence, never speaking a word? Surprisingly, no.
Step back!
A veteran visits the Royal Guard's post not only to pay his respects, but to talk to those who now stand where he once did. He asks about service, about traditions, about how the army has changed since his time in uniform. And against expectations, the guardsman does not remain a silent sentinel. He engages, speaking with quiet respect. They part ways with smiles, and for a brief moment, time ceases to exist. Only the brotherhood of soldiers remains. Veterans do more than salute. They leave behind a piece of their history, a history that lives on in tradition. But respect for service isn't only about people. It extends to their loyal companions as well. A veteran approaches a mounted guardsman, but he does not come empty-handed. In his bag, he carries treats for the horse, apples and something else, which he carefully pulls out. His every move shows that he knows how to handle these noble creatures. Perhaps he once served in the cavalry himself. The guardsman watches with respect, and soon they exchange a few words about service, about the loyalty of horses to their riders. This moment is simple, yet within it lies the deep legacy of tradition. But time is relentless, and sometimes respect goes unnoticed. Once again, the veteran walks past the line of guards, saluting each one in turn. The first acknowledges him with a raised sabre, but the second remains still, unaware of the gesture. Yet, the veteran does not seem disappointed. He continues forward, knowing that duty to one's country is greater than personal recognition. And sometimes, it is the guardsmen themselves who take the first step toward those who dedicated their lives to service. This time, the ones standing before the guards are not just veterans, but perhaps a husband and wife whose lives were spent in devotion to duty. They simply wish to take a picture to remember the moment. But the guardsman does something unexpected. He guides his horse closer to them, ensuring they get the perfect shot, not just for the photo's sake, but as a silent tribute to their service. Smiles spread across their faces, and for a brief moment, past and present come together in a single frame. Mutual respect in the military is not expressed through words, but through gestures, simple yet full of meaning. Now, an entire unit of Navy soldiers marches past the Royal Guards. Their steps are precise, their expressions focused.
See, because they're all wearing a poppy. Doesn't live in.
As they pass each guard, they salute in respect of Royal Guards, and each guardsman responds with a dignified lift of the sabre. This is no mere formality. This is a silent understanding that they are bound by the same traditions, the same devotion. But what does a guardsman feel as he stands on duty? Sometimes he sees not just passers-by, but living history. In front of the Royal Guard building, an elderly Royal Guard slowly approaches in a wheelchair. In his hands, he carries old photos, and ahead of him stands a young soldier, steadfast in his duty. He turns photo to all the standing crowd, showing its yellowed photographs. Once, he too stood in this very line.
Excuse me, can I ask you what year you was a horse guard? 1953. 1953.
The young guardsman remains motionless, but in his gaze there is understanding, respect, and gratitude. The past and present have crossed paths once again. And though time moves ever forward, honour, tradition, and respect remain eternal. But he is not the only one whose years of service have left a mark. Others still walk these streets, carrying their own stories. Two veterans, one walking with a cane, both wearing berets, pass by a Royal Guardsman on duty. Their steps may be slower, but their discipline remains unshaken. As they approach, they salute in perfect sequence. One with a hint of sadness in his eyes.
Wow, oh my god, TikTok.
The other with his head held high, pressing his hand firmly to his temple. These are not just gestures. They are echoes of years spent in uniform, bound by duty. The guardsman remains steadfast, his posture unchanged, but something lingers in his expression as he watches them walk away. Is he thinking about the lives they've lived, the sacrifices they've made? Or perhaps he wonders if, one day, he too will walk this same path, saluting those who stand where he once did. See you in the next video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.